Hayes hit her shot. Bang. So right there, Caitlin's shot looked like it's back, y'all. I mean, she ain't even jumping for real. Now, I don't think this was a three either. Nope, it wasn't. This looked like a mid-range shot. But overall, her form looked great. Here, bro. Peace out.
In the city, and I think, there's already been so much time, effort put in by so many people that, aren't going to get credit for what they did to bring All-Star here. So, trying to make it the best All-Star the WNBA's ever had. I know we'll certainly do that, but also, it is certainly a cool honor.
Caitlin Clark's practice footage from Team USA just sent shockwaves through the basketball world. Something about her energy, her confidence, even her body language looks completely different. Gone is the drained rookie who had the weight of the WNBA's expectations on her shoulders. What we're seeing now is a version of Caitlin who's reset, rebuilt, and rediscovered her rhythm. The new clips out of North Carolina show a player who's found her fire again, and it's not just fans who are noticing. You can see teammates glancing at her with a mix of respect and disbelief. This isn't the Caitlin Clark who looked fatigued in August. This is the assassin from Iowa, back to shooting lights out, moving effortlessly, and playing with that unmistakable swagger. Her shot tells the whole story. The rhythm, the arc, the release, it's back. You can almost feel the difference watching it. The way the ball leaves her hand, the smooth follow-through, the confidence in every step. It's the return of that natural shooting form that once made her unstoppable. What's crazy is that she's not even jumping much in these clips. That means this is all mechanics and muscle memory, not power or effort. She's trusting her game again. And that's what separates great players from legends. What's even more interesting is how she got back here. Before her WNBA debut, Caitlin put on noticeable muscle. It made sense at the time. She was preparing for the physicality, for the bumps, for defenders who wanted to test her toughness. But that muscle also changed her body in subtle ways. Her release slowed, her shot mechanics adjusted, and suddenly, those logo threes that used to feel automatic just weren't falling the same way. You could see her forcing it, trying to find that perfect balance between strength and fluidity.
But I'm just saying, bro, when it comes to Sophie Cunningham, the people got her numbers, and they know that she's one of the ones, man. Now, with all of that being said, we ain't gonna waste no time, man. We're gonna head on over to the WNBA Twitter account, because I almost was trying to make a video about this, because the WNBA, I don't know what, like, they just been posting these clips of Team USA, and they really haven't been posting Caitlin. I just gotta be honest. So this was the clip right here that just came.
That's going up on the JW.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Anytime you get on the JW in Indianapolis, like, that's a big deal. Good, thanks.
What do you feel like is a positive trait?
A positive what? Sorry. Trait. I think just adversity in itself. Like, nobody said this season was going to be perfect for us. There's always going to be ups and downs, and I think as we get moving here and get to All-Star, then get through All-Star, like, these are the moments that we're going to look back on and hopefully be able to, give a lot of credit to for certain situations that we were put in, for, injuries, or, coach it not being here for a couple games too. Like, everybody's been through a little bit of adversity here. So I think just giving our group credit for being able to stick together and, know that whatever's in our locker room is really all we need to go out there and win. And I'm honestly just really proud of our group every single day. Like,
now, after 3 months of rest and recovery, that balance seems restored. She's moving like herself again, lighter on her feet, smoother in her rhythm. This version of Caitlin looks free. But here's what's really raising eyebrows. Team USA's social media posts barely showed her. While other players got their highlight reels and solo clips, Caitlin was tucked into short montages, or blink and you'll miss it edits. 16 seconds. That's all the WNBA gave her after her first full practice back. 16 seconds for the player who increased league viewership by nearly 50%. For the one face that fans tune in to see. Some call it a coincidence, others think it's politics. Maybe the league is trying to avoid accusations of favoritism. Maybe they're intentionally keeping the spotlight spread. Either way, it's an odd choice. When you've got a superstar whose presence alone drives ratings, burying her in a montage feels like shooting yourself in the foot. The league has always had a complicated relationship with Caitlyn. She's brought attention that the WNBA hasn't seen in decades, but she's also been a lightning rod. Every foul she took, every bump she absorbed became a debate about privilege, race, and fairness. Every game felt like more than basketball. It was a cultural conversation, and through it all, she rarely slipped up in the media. Her interviews stayed calm, focused, and professional. When asked about adversity, she talked about team unity, about sticking together, about learning through tough stretches. What she didn't talk about was the mental load that came with being the most scrutinized rookie in sports. The constant cameras, the endless comparisons, the critics waiting for her to fail. That's the part of the story that people forget. The exhaustion that comes not from running plays, but from carrying a narrative. Now, Caitlyn's tone is different. When she says she's day-to-day, it's not just about injury management. It's about pacing herself. Her rookie season was brutal, physically and mentally. She logged more minutes than any other player in the league, took more contact than most veterans, and rarely got the calls she deserved. The WNBA let defenders rough her up, and that punishment added up. Now, with Team USA, she's clearly learned to play smarter, not harder. She's managing her body like a pro who plans to be around for a long time, not a rookie chasing headlines. That's growth. That's the evolution of someone who's not just surviving the league, but mastering it. Meanwhile, fans are picking up on another interesting angle: Stephanie White. The Indiana Fever coach, who was all over the media last year, has suddenly gone quiet. No major interviews, no spotlight moments. Barely visible in Team USA coverage despite being one of the assistant coaches. It's strange for someone who was once front and center to suddenly step back. Maybe she's choosing silence over the chaos. Coaching Caitlin Clark isn't just about basketball. It's about managing hype, attention, and constant scrutiny. That kind of pressure can change how a person operates. But the silence also makes fans wonder, is there tension behind the scenes, or is Stephanie just regrouping, waiting to let her team's performance do the talking next season? And about that next season, it could be a turning point not just for Caitlyn, but for the entire WNBA. The league has an opportunity right now that it hasn't had in years. One player has turned casual sports fans into daily viewers. One player made ticket sales skyrocket and merchandise sell out. Yet somehow, the league still seems unsure how to handle her stardom. Instead of embracing it, they keep trying to distribute attention evenly, as if every player carries the same pull. But sports don't work like that. The NBA didn't hold back on promoting Michael Jordan or LeBron James to make things fair. They let stars shine, and the league grew because of it. The WNBA could be on the edge of its own boom if it plays this right. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a movement. The most revealing part of the new footage isn't the shots or the drills, it's her demeanor. The smile after a clean jumper, the way she nods to teammates after a good pass. The quiet confidence that says she's not chasing anyone's approval anymore. That's the Caitlin Clark people fell in love with at Iowa. The one who made impossible shots look easy, who played with swagger but also joy. It's that version of her that draws people in, that makes the game feel fun again. You can sense that spark returning, and if that carries into the WNBA season, things could get wild. There's also a quiet tension building among other players. Sophie Cunningham's name has been trending too, ranking as one of the most searched athletes in the world. She's bold, fiery, and not afraid to stir the pot, and her connection to Caitlyn adds an extra layer of intrigue. These two represent different energies in the league. Sophie with her edge, Caitlyn with her precision and composure. The dynamic between them fuels debates and engagement, and like it or not, it's helping the WNBA grow. But if fans in Indiana are already turning against Sophie, that could spark another round of off-court drama once the season starts. The fact that only Caitlyn and Sophie cracked that global search list tells you everything. Two players carrying the conversation for an entire league. That's not a bad thing, it's a chance. Every sports league needs heroes and rivals, stars who make fans pick sides. If the WNBA leans into that, it could finally capture mainstream momentum. If it resists, trying to treat every player as interchangeable, it risks fading back into the background just when it's gaining attention. Caitlin's body language in these new clips says more than any interview could. The slight smirk after a made jumper, the calm walk back to the huddle, the focus in her eyes. It's a statement. She's not here to prove she belongs anymore. She's here to remind everyone she was always that player. The chatter, the criticism, the social media noise, it all fades when the ball leaves her hand. And that's what makes this upcoming season so fascinating. We're about to see what happens when a player who's carried an entire sport on her back finally gets to just play basketball again. Every era in sports has that moment, the one where the noise fades and the talent takes over. For Caitlin Clark, this might be it. The rookie year was chaos, the spotlight was relentless, and the pressure never stopped. But those who watched closely knew it was only a matter of time before she adjusted. Now, with her mechanics restored and her confidence back, the rest of the league should be nervous. Because when Caitlin plays loose, she doesn't just score, she dominates. The real question now is whether the WNBA will finally lean into what's working. Will they promote her like the global star she is? Will they protect her from the excessive contact that derailed parts of her rookie season? And will the Fever's coaching staff design an offense that truly lets her thrive? If those pieces come together, the league is about to see its biggest ratings jump yet. The attendance will soar, sponsors will flood in, and suddenly, women's basketball could hit a new level of mainstream relevance. That's what this footage represents. Not just a player getting back in shape, but a warning shot to the league. Caitlin Clark isn't just back, she's better, stronger, sharper, and smarter. And the way she's carrying herself shows it. The smile is smaller but more certain. The answers are shorter but more pointed. The confidence is quiet but unshakable. The WNBA has been given a gift, a once-in-a-generation player who can change everything. The only question is whether they'll recognize it before it's too late. Because once the new season begins, there won't be any hiding her impact. Every packed arena, every sold-out jersey, every viral clip will remind everyone who drives the league forward. Caitlin Clark doesn't need the spotlight handed to her. She earns it every time she steps on the court. And if this new footage is any indication, the version of her we're about to see might just break everything wide open.